What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Jay's Table. We are here with another segment of Lining Up.
Yes,
Today, we're
sir.
breaking down another actor's work, and we are giving our top five favorites of this actor. And our actor today is none other than Will Smith. Another
Let's
elite.
go.
Got to, man. So we're going to our top five favorites. Once again, per usual, these are our top five favorites. They may not be
Our
your
favorites.
favorites.
Don't care.
Which one's the best is our favorites. So, if you have any disagrees or you think, let us know your own top five at the end of the video.
Yeah, and our top five don't have to, agree with your top five. Justin said it the nice way, so I'll leave it like he said
Of course.
it. All right, who you got in the one, big dog?
All right. My one, 7 pounds. Easy for me. I can't. Seven
Great
pounds.
movie.
Man,
Great
that
movie.
movie, so good. Talking about showing some range, man. That movie, first of all, if
I
y'all
agree.
haven't seen the movie, prepare yourselves. It's very sad. Very sad. A
uh,
lot of
listen,
trauma, a lot of death going on in there, but it's such a good movie. He acted as one of his best acting performances, in my opinion.
don't
He
disagree.
bodied that role. Him
Yes,
and
he did.
Dawson, their chemistry on screen was really good. He, like, the rest of the cast was not even really that phenomenal, but still, they're just like all about this man, and he just bodied it. Man,
You destroyed his role. Here's I love the movie too. I think it's a great film. Here's why I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give y'all a spoiler. I had to leave it off my list. There are some movies that he make, listen, that are so good that they can't make your top five. Listen to me. The scene when he yelled at the Woody from not Woody, a dude from White Man Can't Jump.
oh yeah, Woody Harrelson. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Woody
Uh-huh.
Harrelson. The scene when he yelled at him about like when he was blind broke me down. I said I can't even watch no more of this. That's why I can't put him because I only watched it like twice. You know me, I like to go back 4, 5, 6 times. Couldn't. I said, "Ooh, that hurt my soul."
Man, he
But
so
he
many
did a good job.
showing range, like you said, with that anger, showing that anger, but then also showing that he's also faking it for a purpose. Man, the emotion that he had and chemistry that he brought to the screen with all these actors in here, when really it was really just him carrying everybody. Like talking about
Facts.
like bodying a movie. Oh
Uh,
my
I
goodness.
agree with you
The only
100%.
one that even slightly came close to his acting performance was Rosario Dawson, and it was just
Um,
and oh man, just straight up body that man. It's just
I
it
agree.
also was well written and it had a great full circle moment.
Yeah, it did.
Very great and satisfying after all that
Mhm.
sadness, even though it's still sad. But it was like, but if y'all go watch it, prepare yourselves. It's very emotional.
Prepare
But it is so
yourselves.
good. It is my number one because such a great movie. The performance is just so good. I love it.
I don't disagree with you at all. For my number one, so I got the greatest boxing movie ever made, Ali, baby.
Yeah.
Come on now, Will Smith in that movie. He sounded like him, looked like him, talked like him, walked like him, and some of that felt Will Smith like. You know what I'm saying? Some of that felt like that was his character. So that made the role even better. And then it told a story, a historical story that was just what we needed to know
Oh yeah.
about people of color.
Oh
It's a story we need to know. And this was a black man in the South. He was giving hands. So come on now.
yeah.
Come on. And Will Smith bodied this role, y'all. Listen to
Oh
me. And when you listen to his Howard Cosell interview versus the one he did in the movie, they sound the exact same.
hmm
So that's great. So that's why I put it my number one. It's a great story, great film.
And
And it's
once
a
back those biopics, we said this before when we were talking about Denzel with Malcolm X. Like
mm-hmm.
it's probably a top three when it comes to biopics and how well they played that character and bodied the role as far as making you believe it was that actual person. Ali is in that top three. Like we
Easy.
said before, it was Malcolm X, it was Ali, and it was Ray with Jamie.
Yep. Yep.
Man, so good, Ali,
Who
man.
you got? Who you got your two? You got your two.
So my number two, I gotta go with Pursuit of Happiness, man. Gotta go.
Great. Of course.
Man, he that the movie as a whole, and if y'all don't know about Pursuit of Happiness, you should, second of all. But first of all, but second of all, y'all don't know, he's also playing a real life person, but also playing it in his own way as well. And it's like he's homeless for all this time. He has a son, and actually his actual son is the son in the movie, which is actually kind of cool, but also like he just body that role. He showed the struggle, he showed the ups and downs of the life that he was living at the time, and then one of my favorite Will Smith scenes ever was at the end when he's been trying to get a job because he's been homeless in a specific broker building, and when he got that job, man, it is one of the best and most emotional man tier moments ever in film. Like it's, man, talking about showing some emotion and some relief and some a full circle moment where all your hard work paid off. He just put it all into a matter of a 2.5, if not even like a minute and a half scene. You just got all of that struggle, all of those emotions in a minute and a half of just watching him, and it was just phenomenal.
Oh, phenomenal, man. Great work. I mean, one of my favorite films as well. I mean, he did, like you said. I mean, I can't even add to what you said because I mean, it was perfect. He put every emotion into one scene,
man.
Right, and this was one of those stories you never knew you never knew you needed until you watched the movie. You didn't know this is something you could have felt.
Right. From. Nobody ever heard of the person he was playing until that.
Not movie. At all. Exactly. Will Smith brought life to somebody who didn't have a story before.
Right.
And then the performance was perfect to convey the message. Come on now, you can't beat that.
And once again, as we keep talking about with these actors, man, just being able to merge into that role where you think that he is that person for this movie. Like he is the person. He's not like, even though he may be Will Smith, he's just that person with Will Smith's face. Like that is, man, he so good. So it had to be my number 2. I couldn't let it go.
I don't disagree with you. I think that is perfect.
Yeah. What's your number 2 at?
My number 2, and reminding y'all, this is our favorites before y'all judge me. It's Hitch. Hitch is my number 2. It's one of my favorite movies ever. Come on, y'all don't know.
I was like, ain't no way Hitch leave his top 2.
Look, it took everything in me to not put Hitch at the 1. Yeah, Hitch is my favorite cheesy love story movie ever. Love it. Come on now.
Great rom-com.
Come on, great rom-com. It's the GOAT. I think it's the best rom-com ever written. That's all I'm saying. Will Smith did his thing in the movie. I can't give y'all more than I can because I love the movie so much. I'm trying to get back to the actual film.
That comment might get you in trouble.
That's true.
There's a lot of rom-coms out there.
That's true, though, for sure. But I think it's the best rom-com. He conveys his early emotions in the film, like when they did the flashback to his emotions at the end, just show, I think, it kind of shows a day in the life of a black man in America's type of thought process when they're just living their everyday life,
Right.
And I think it gave a message to how things can change or they can't change, right? And she got to say the same sometimes. So it is my favorite movie. So it'll always be in my top 2 Will Smith movies. I don't care what he makes in the future, y'all. Hitch ain't leaving my top 2 unless he make a Hitch 2. He make Hitch 2. It can go.
Hitch is so good. It's just like it's a classic rom-com, this is typical of a rom-com, but like also the way it's just like a regular guy like trying to make a living and like talking about different viewpoints of what love is, what leads to those, like how do people approach the dating process and things like that. It's like, and starting it off where he's like like you said, things change where like he started off like in full control as he thought of his emotions, the process, how love works, how dating works, and then by the end of the movie, he's like, I actually really don't know what's going on.
No, nothing.
And he makes the point that nobody does actually, but man, it's just they did a great job, and it's hilarious, and it's
hilarious.
One of Will Smith's best comedy jobs. Like, he's talking about being a comedian when he's had a comedic role. Like that's one of his best comedic roles that he's had.
That was, and I always say this, that was the adult Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That was Will after he left Philly. He grew up, he got a real career, and this is what he became.
Like, that's very accurate. That's a great description. Also, Kevin James is also in this movie too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, Kevin James is his thing in the movie.
Yeah, and so then also if y'all haven't seen Hitch, y'all also go watch it too. If there's any Kevin James fans out there too, he's also in this movie too. And like him and Will Smith, great chemistry on this, and just great film overall. I agree with that being in there, man. And so now to my number 3. My number 3, I gotta go with Legend of Bagger Vance. Gotta go with Legend of Bagger.
Great film right there, dog.
Man, and I know technically it's supposed to be Matt Damon's film.
Yeah, but it's not.
Nah.
It's
Nah,
not.
nah, nah, nah.
Let's be honest, it's not his film. But
Will Smith did pretty much pull the Morgan Freeman. Like he showed that he doesn't need to be the lead to have an amazing performance. Like the movie doesn't have to be centered around him. Like, man, and like even though technically, his name's kind of been like the title, stuff like that, the movie's clearly about Matt Damon's character. Like he's just a supporting actor to it. And he brings so much energy and so much passion to this film, and it's like to where he adds inspiration, where he adds a flair to it, and it's so good. It's such a great movie, and y'all, I definitely recommend y'all go watch it. It's so good. He does such a good job, and we talked about before with great actors enhancing other people on screen and still being able to give their own individual performance, just like in Glory and things and Fences and stuff. He does that in this movie, and it has to be in my number 3 for just like one of my favorite performances of Will Smith. So good.
No, I agree with you. I think it is a great film. He does a good job of showing, like, hey, I can be the lead, or I can be a supporting member and still give you the greatest performance you've ever seen.
Right, man, and it's honestly a movie that people tend to forget about too. It's underrated in my opinion.
It really is. No,
it's really underrated. Like it's so good. Like I don't know how more people aren't rating it as a higher on his film list, and it's just like it's so good.
I agree with you. And so my 3, I mean, we got the same 3. So it's a Legend of the Bagger Vance. Ain't no half stepping around. We back to real movies now. Ain't no half stepping around here. Look, like he said, the Legend of the Bagger Vance is fire. I don't even need to discuss more than what he said.
Man,
I mean, great film. Wilson did an amazing job being true to the character, but also getting your attention. Like. So he's showing y'all, like, I could be a backup. Don't I just choose to play the lead.
Right.
It's always
exactly. And again, it's even in sometimes music and sometimes in other art forms when it comes to entertainment, it's almost harder to not be the main lead sometimes because you have to be more flexible and things like that. And
you got less lines, you got less screen time, you have less prep, you have less everything, and then you still have to make an impact with less of everything. So it's hard.
Right, and he definitely showed that range in this one.
So in your number 4, who you got? Who you got now? Number 4.
And so now I had to circle back. Ali, Ali's my 4. That's I couldn't put it above those other 3 for me just because personally, but Ali got to be on this top 5 list, man. It's like we said before, top 3 biopics performances, man. Like it's got to be on there. It's so good.
I disagree with you. I mean, those are great. Those are great movies. Come on now.
Yeah. And what's your 4?
I can't even. 4 for me is Independence Day. I love Independence Day. You know what? I don't think it gets the credit for like putting Will Smith on the map as it should. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Independence Day really like blew him up. Like it took him to another level. And it was such a masterful performance of an independent lead. Right. And he's in there. Like he's fighting he ain't doing anything cool. He ain't Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
He's drama. And I think drama gets more love in Hollywood. So from that point on, his stardom rose. It's like, okay, you're not just a funny kid from Philadelphia anymore.
Right.
Like you have talent. And I think that is why I had to put it in my number 4.
Yeah, that definitely talk about like we're to the point where people don't really like talking about putting it on the map. People really don't even remember movies that he did before Independence Day because that was really the movie that everybody's like, oh, this kid's for real. Like he can actually act his behind off. Like actually, like
he's not playing nigga games. Like
no. Because also it's so easy to where a lot of people when they get on long sitcoms, especially sitcoms as long as Fresh Prince was, usually those best sitcoms, a lot of those actors and actresses can't really move on to other things.
Or they're already established.
Right.
Like Martin was already Martin when he got the show. That's why he got the show. Steve Harvey was already Steve Harvey.
Right.
They got the shows. They were already themselves type thing. He was not yet. So that was the
man, and so that you're definitely right about that debut there, where it was like a amazing, like worldwide debut, sure. And also it was he just also killed showed himself as a good action actor and showed himself as a good subtle comedic actor while also still bringing in while still keeping focus on the fact that it's supposed to be a drama action.
Oh, the drama. Yeah.
It's like definitely a solid top 5 that needs to be up there. Only reason it didn't make mine was just because it is one of my favorite performances of his, just because he didn't have to show as much versatility as some of his roles.
No, I agree with you.
Even though he still killed it, it just barely missed my top 5. It almost made it there.
That's for my 5. Man, I got none other than The Pursuit of Happiness. I mean,
yeah,
Justin said it. I mean, that clap alone put him on another level. Like, people don't understand, and then the level of acting that was in the film, it was great.
Man,
he did a good job. And then his son did a good job. They did a good job of like conveying information between the two of them,
right?
And kind of sending messages in the movie that may or may not have happened in the real story,
right?
You still need for it to be a story that I want to. So that's why I was in my 5. But yeah, Will Smith got a lot of movies, y'all. Listen, Men in Black wasn't in here.
I was about to say, and Men in Black just barely made my list at my number 5 for sure, because I had to sneak it in there. I had to, because Men in Black, man.
I was waiting for it.
I know it had to be, because Men in Black, man, it's talk about a movie that has more than one good movie, which
come on now,
a good sequel, and even a third one, and it's just all good, and also taking a role as simple as that, because Men in Black was already a story before the movie.
Before the movie came out, yeah.
But like adding the swag that he did to Men in Black was necessary. Like that, like we knew he was gonna be killing off the jump when he came in there. First of all, he was roasting dude at the police station. First of all, but then second of all, when he came in out in that suit, he said, difference between me and you, I make this
look good.
I was like, this man Will is different.
I know
he was a simple black suit, and he made this thing look cool as hell. I said, he is a beast.
I know he's getting Men in Black for 5. There's no way he's not getting Men in Black. I said Men in Black didn't make the list. I mean, like you said, there's no other movies. Only reason Men in Black didn't make my 5 is because it stopped him from making The Matrix. You gotta get knocked for that. We wanted to see him in The Matrix.
Although it was Wild Wild West, the first one was where he really turned down. What he did after that,
but he didn't do the Matrix one because he didn't want to be known as the alien guy. So he did Wild Wild West instead.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so we didn't even get to see him do the Matrix. Now he could have just done one more alien movie and got us. I digress. That's the only reason to make my 5. I think it's a great movie, and they were able to build a story after he left. He left it in such good condition. And there are 2 other movies that are solid after Will Smith leaves.
Yep. Oh man, he and also too, like he even wrote a song for the movie, which was So Cold. That's one of the best songs written for a movie. Like he killed that song, the dance, and then like just also him and Tommy Lee Jones have a surprisingly really good chemistry on there, because Tommy Lee Jones also deserves his respect too, because he's also
for sure.
He's also a OG actor who's also really good. Like the way it also once again showed, just like in Legend of Bagger Vance, that he can bounce back and forth with another good actor too. He doesn't have to be. Like, he was the main character, but also not. The scenes weren't acted out as if he was the only main character.
Exactly.
Tommy Lee Jones was just important to that story, just as important to that story as he was, and it's just like showing that range once again, where they can just enhance each other the entire time, even to the point in Men in Black 3 where Tommy Lee Jones is hardly even in there. It was supposedly his younger self. And there's a whole nother actor, and he's still killing on screen with that dude too, and enhancing those scenes as well. And it's just so good, and the storylines are so good, and a great action sequence.
And another thing that we always talk about when it comes to actors, when you aren't the main character, you just get less screen time, less airtime. And Bad Boys 1,
it
really wasn't about him per se. Like it was a movie, and he was in it, type of thing. And he had a top role, but like he made that movie so much better with the short time he had.
Yep. So much so that he became almost the main character in Bad Boys.
Man, literally, not almost. And Bad Boys 2 was about him. He had most of
pretty much
that movie. Will Smith took that movie over.
Right, man. It was man, and it always hurts us to not put Bad Boys 2
Bad Boys in there. Come on.
If it's eligible for a list, we want it on the list.
We would have put it on the list. It was eligible. Like I said,
we just couldn't, just because of how much of it was a co-star thing. Like, definitely, you can't give him, just like with Life, where we couldn't give full credit to one or the other.
One or the other.
It's like
they did a great job together.
Yeah. Oh man, and so that's that list, Focus is one of our favorites too.
We know it ain't gonna make it. Yeah, Focus was
so good. And also iRobot,
iRobot was and King Richard is a great film, y'all. We not knocking King Richard.
Oh, for sure. just wasn't his best work. So he was long overdue for that Oscar by the time he got that Oscar.
Mm-hmm. That was reparations.
Yeah, exactly.
He just a long time ago. And y'all, I promise y'all, the Enemy of the State just left, just missed for me.
Oh
Just,
man,
Enemy of the State was a great film, but
so
he had a really good co-star. I forget his name.
I can't remember his name either, but he killed that too. Oh man, Amy State barely made the list too. Also, that's also during that time of movies where they had some really good storylines. Man, about like 98, there were
Yep.
95 to like 2000. They were like in 2004 too. I'll give it to the storylines of those movies were so good, man.
Very much so.
Oh man, and they bodied that role as well, man. As
For sure.
And also, y'all go watch I, Robot. Okay, all y'all young kids that were born out, which hurts my soul because it was literally 2004. But how there's all these kids out
You
here.
sound like our parents.
And it started to feel like that. Y'all started giving these feelings now.
Sick of y'all.
I know.
Our Robot is a good film though, so y'all should check it out. That and I Am Legend, great films.
Oh yeah, I Am Legend. Oh man, I Am Legend barely couldn't make that list, man.
Man, and he played I Am Legend by him. It was him and the dog the whole movie.
Him and the dog, man, and mannequins.
Right,
mannequins.
They just might as well put him in a room with a box. That's
right, exactly. And I'm sure a lot of it was CGI too.
Exactly. Yep.
You weren't even actually looking at the whole city.
No, not at all. So that's tough.
Kill it. That's also talking about versatility.
Man, that he did his thing. And I'm gonna have to watch that again. I forgot how good.
I know. I think I got to too, man. But that's it for us today on Jay's Table, man. These are our top 5 Will Smith movies. Once again, if y'all have something else as y'all favorites, let us know y'all favorites in the comments. Think there's something that we're sleeping on in his work, let us know. There's something you think that shouldn't be considered top tier of his, even though all of his top tier, so you're just wrong. But what else was that? Just let us know.
I second that. Just want y'all to know. Go ahead.
But yeah, just let us know, man, and follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We're on all of it. If you want to catch all these episodes, we are racking up episodes now. We're on episode 7,
6 or 7, yeah.
And so we're just starting to pile up. If you ever go watch other ones, and also a few of these episodes before this one, they're gonna lead up to an episode here and pretty soon. So may want to come back and watch those. But our videos are up on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, or at the very least, the links you'll be able to find those as well. But that's it for us today on Jay's Table. Peace.